UFC 268. It goes down Saturday, November 6th. For some reason, I keep wanting to say October, but it's November 6th. Madison Square Garden. This card is definitely stacked. Your main event, Kamaru Usman defends his strap against Colby Covington. We break it down right here, right now. This is your boy, JG. Exaggeration experience. Let's go.
No, yeah, because you got the worst decision in the history of the sport. So many bad calls against me. Oh, yeah, no, you didn't. I stood right up. That wasn't even close. No, Marty Fake Newsman. You're full.
Like I said
You didn't break my face.
I got your boy, JG. Exaggeration experience. All things combat sports. In this video, we will be breaking down UFC 268. It's a crazy ass card. Shout out to the UFC. Shout out to the combatants. Before we get into it, please be so kind. Like, subscribe, bell icon for notification. Let's jump right into it. I'm gonna start at the top. Normally I start at the bottom, but I want to start at the top. I got a video out already that breaks down this fight. Kamaru Usman defends his belt against Colby Covington. Obviously, if you guys know, they've combated before. 4th round stoppage for Kamaru Usman. Broke up Colby Covington pretty good. Got him out of there. Colby Covington, he states that it was a BS stoppage. Mark got her, blah blah blah, but that's neither here nor there. I'm going to keep this breakdown short like I mentioned before. Already got a video on it. I'll slap it in this one. Colby Covington, above average wrestling, tremendous athlete. Shout out to my man, Joe Rogan. He has the 3rd lung. I don't know what that means. I guess that means he has crazy ass conditioning. So if that's the case, shout out to Colby Covington. But when I think about him as a fighter, outside of that conditioning, because he's going up against another well-conditioned athlete, what is the skill, attribute, weapon that he has that differentiates himself from the other individuals, especially individuals at the top of the division, that being Kamaru Usman? And I can't point to the one thing that he has, especially for canceling out attributes, right? If you think about Kamaru Usman, he's a physical freak. The dude, I don't know, how he makes 170 pounds. Shout out to him. But he also has a very deep wrestling background, stays in crazy shape. The conditioning's through the roof. So those things cancel each other out. But what I would say about Kamaru Usman, he has 2 things that are game changers that other individuals in his division they just don't possess. Really, maybe even the UFC. He has a lethal jab. He has a devastating right hand. He has the best right hand in mixed martial arts, period. This organization, the UFC, Bellator, ONE, whatever you want to talk about, Kamaru Usman has the best right hand in mixed martial arts. And those 2 weapons in and of himself are the reason why I'm just going to pick him to win, and I'm going to pick him to win violently. Shout out to Masvidal. He was running his yacht, and he found out the hard way. As we speak right now, the press conference for 268 is ongoing, and they talking crazy. You guys get an opportunity to check that out. But this is one of those scenarios. I always say, when you're going up against a champion, especially someone who knocked you out and broke your jaw and busted you up, I will go the safe route. Like, this is my Colby Covington. Hey, I've trained very hard for this opportunity. I know I lost the first time. Kamaru Usman's a hell of a champ, but I'm gonna come and I'm gonna try some different things and look for a different outcome. Nothing but love, nothing but respect. Now at this point, he's talking enough shit. He doesn't have to talk anymore, but of course he's going to. If I'm gonna pick a winner of the fight, obviously, if you check out the video that I posted already, I'm definitely picking Kamaru Usman by violent stoppage. Should be an incredible night of fights. Crazy ass cards. UFC 268, Madison Square Garden. Damn, I did it again. Saturday, November 6th. Moving right along. Rose Namajunas, Zhang, Weili, Zhang. Still don't even know which one it is. Shout out to her. Rose, I said that Rose could win the fight. In my last breakdown when they got together the first time, I had Rose with the possibility of winning. I never picked a winner. I just said it was possible for her, and that's not something I was hearing a lot of. I feel like when you think about Rose Namajunas, sometimes people forget that she's a former champion, now current champion, the only female to ever lose a belt and regain it, and she's proven. Joanna Jędrzejczyk, she beat twice. She just has an incredible. She has a nice resume, but she's a sweet gal. She looks very, very. I don't know the word. She just looks very pleasant, very wholesome. And then she goes out there and just kicks Zhang in the head and stops her violently. When we all seen Zhang run through everybody that she fought, she destroyed everyone. Shout out to Jessica Andrade, because she needs you 7,000 times in the face in a manner that made me feel slightly uncomfortable. So shout out to you. They rematch. This fight won't be a 1st round stoppage. That's my prediction. the things that I believe that will give Zhang problems are the things that I discussed in my previous video. I might add that in here too. Rose Namajunas, excellent job at establishing range. Tremendous footwork, some of the best in the business. And her mid-range to at-range game, the ability to keep people off of her, second to none. She has sneaky good throws, and she's not afraid to mix it up on the ground. So, Zhang, what can she do different? You can't sleep on Rose. You can't get caught in the middle like you did last time. You have to figure out a way to close the distance safely, get on the inside, use your physical gifts, your strength, which I would assume would be maybe superior. I mean, we've just seen her bully people. And take advantage of Rose like that. If you think about when Rose lost her belt to Andrade, it was a physical move, a toss, a throw when she just picked it up and just slammed her, just gave it to her. And then people were scared. I was scared. I was like, no, Rose, no. I screamed out like that when she got dumped on. But hell of a fight. Who am I going to pick? I don't know. Shout out to Rose Namajunas. When I see her going to bouts, more often than not, I ride the fence. I'm just going to go with Namajunas. Shout out to Zhang. She's dope. I enjoy watching her fight. I think she'll be a champion again. I think that she'll continue to enjoy success within the UFC. But I will say this. She did go with a ball fade. It's looking a little crazy. Like she cut it all off, and then she just let it grow out and didn't really think about, what the next steps were when you lop off all your hair. But any young lady who has a pretty head of hair like her that just cuts it off after a loss, she's coming for blood. So that's why this is going to be a good one. And we know Zhang's durable. The Young Jacek fight, that was crazy. Now, they had Joanna, you've seen the meme. She was looking crazy. But some could say that Young Jacek beat Zhang in an all-out war. And we know that Rose really handled Young Jacek twice. Anyway, I'm going with Rose. Late stoppage. Yeah, Rose Namajunas by late stoppage, 4th round, 5th round. It's going to be an exciting fight. Very, very, I'm looking forward to it. Shout out to both of them. This is the fight that I really wanted to get into. I got a video done already. I'll just edit it and post it. But Michael Chandler, Justin Gaethje, they're leading this card off. That's the hell of this card. That fight right there could be a main event. That's how crazy this card is. And I like the fact that when they put the card together, they said, you know what, put that first. Because I already know Gaethje, come forward fighter, crazy power. He's a physical freak, a powerhouse. Justin Gaethje, a menace in his own right, more tactical, more plotting. I think he's a more polished tactician from a stand-up perspective. We know he has the lethal leg kicks. I think he's gone away from a little bit. Does he get back into that against the Michael Chandler fight? It would be a good tool to slow Chandler down with his forward pressure. And he does have a wide base, wide stance. But then you also have to check for the wrestling of Chandler. But what I would say is, even with that being said, we know Gaethje has a deep wrestling background. We don't get to see a lot because he's piecing people up. Shout out to Tony Ferguson. That was another fight where I was watching it and I was like, damn, Tony Ferguson, he looking bad. He got socked up. But then we know that Justin Gaethje got rolled up by Khabib. Shout out. Michael Chandler, that brought him in. He beats up Dan Hooker, who just lost to Islam Makhachev. Bad. Shout out to them. Then he gets to fight against Charles Oliveira, that being Chandler. He gets stopped. So here we are. Could be considered title eliminator of sorts. We know Islam Makhachev's in the background lurking. Dustin Poirier is about to fight Oliveira, December, I believe. And then, the first chance the UFC gets to just give Conor McGregor a title opportunity, they will do it. I'm going with Gaethje in that fight for the reasons I just stated. We know Michael Chandler is a hell of a fighter. He's been in wars. Shout out to Eddie Alvarez. We know that he brings the heat. We know that he's going to come in shape, and we know that he has at least 2 solid tools: crazy power. Well, really 3. A lot of confidence. You have to fight. And the third one, his ability to wrestle. But I feel like aggression that isn't calculated against a guy like Justin Gaethje gets you knocked out. One, because he has power in both hands. He's a tremendous boxer. Like I said, he has the leg kicks, and he has a tremendous corner. Shout out to Trevor Whitman. It's one of the things that don't get discussed. Also, he has 3 fighters on this card. But shout out to Trevor Whitman. He is a guy and a trainer that is perfect for Justin Gaethje. Selling him in, understanding that we need to implement a game plan, execute the game plan, and then we see our opportunities as they present themselves, and then stop a guy. And, you know, I don't know much about Chandler's corner, but I know that Chandler's an aggressive fighter, a come-forward fighter, and that will get you face planted with an uppercut or a lead hook or a knee, all of which Justin Gaethje is great at. And so that's why I'm going with Gaethje. Shout out to Michael Chandler. Shout out to Justin Gaethje. Shout out to my man. Shout out to Frankie Edgar. I don't know. Marlon Vera, Cheeto. He beat up old boy Sean O'Malley. I hope Frankie Edgar get a win. I'm tired of seeing him get beat up and stopped and brutalized by people. That's sad. They got Alaquinta on here, Bobby Green. Shout out to them. But like I said before, it goes down Saturday, November 6th, Madison Square Garden, UFC 268. Crazy night of fights. I always talk about, am I buying this? Am I not buying it? This is definitely getting my money. They're gonna have, shout out to the UFC. You can have my money. Pay-per-view event. Make sure you guys tune in. It's definitely very, very exciting. Before I get out of here, I want to give a special shout out to two cats. Shout out to my man, Corey Sandhagen. Shout out to Peter Yan. They put on a show, UFC 267, co-main event. Crazy fight. Congratulations to Yan. Well, Aljamain's certainly be able to make it back. The neck injury is looking crazy. He said he'd be ready by December, January, February time. You know, he had an interview with Ariel Helwani where he said he'd be ready. He's in shape. He's feeling good. He's feeling healthy. Going through the proper, you know, physical therapy to put himself in a position to compete again. TBD. We'll see if it happens. The neck is not something to play with, obviously. So I'm concerned about if he'll be healthy again to compete. He couldn't get cleared before. We'll see if it happens again. Jan's a beast. Crazy fight. And this is what tell you, you know, sometimes numbers can be deceiving. Corey Sandhagen had more output, landed more overall strikes. But Peter Yan, more efficient with his striking output and did way more damage with the strikes he did land. And at the end of the fight, it was obvious who the winner is. I take nothing away from Sandhagen. He's growing on me as a fighter every single time I see him go out there. I think both of them right now beat Aljo. Shout out to Aljamain Sterling. But I'm going to wrap this video up. I got more heat coming. This is your boy JG, Exaggeration Experience. Like I said at the top, if you have not had the opportunity, please like, subscribe, bell icon for notification.